This is a trigger warning to listeners. The content shared on today's episode will include drug use and addiction. On today's episode of Mangua Ma, we have a couple, TJ and Nancy, who are local to our community. They are going to open up about their struggles with drug use and addiction, challenges they faced, their whānau breakdowns, decisions they both made, and the pivotal moment that influenced their pathway to recovery. This episode not only highlights the obstacles that TJ and Nancy faced, but it illustrates their transformation of how they made a choice to get clean and sober together. Their journey together serves as a powerful reminder for individuals grappling with addiction, highlighting that a path to recovery and new opportunities exists through the choices to seek a better life. Welcome Kōrero, thanks for coming in today to share your journey. I wanted to open up this kōrero where you think it started for you both. I know that drugs are very easy for people to get their hands on these days, but more so, what influenced you guys to want to try them?
Yeah, kia ora. I think for myself, curiosity had a lot to do with it.
Yeah.
Fitting in with certain groups when I was growing up. I started at a pretty early age. I think it was about 2004.
Yeah.
When I first had my first bit of drugs, to say, yeah. Kind of just went on from there. I really just, I think the first time I did it, then started hanging out with that type of group and then carried on from there for a bit.
For myself, I'm quite nosy. Like to see what it is.
So you're intrigued by other people, really, and wanted to give it a go for yourself.
Definitely a hard topic to bring up, talking about it earlier on before I came here. It's like the flood of memories for myself. Being on especially ice and all of that, it's sparked up a whole lot of touchy feelings.
Yes, of course it would.
Some certain circumstances I was using it just to block out certain emotions that I had at the time. And that was pretty much kind of the only way that could be blocked out to help myself be able to carry on kind of thing, which that went on for quite a long time. It's pretty kind of hard to think of all those times because it's something that I've blocked out over the past 5 to 6 years and try to block all those out. But I mean, I know coming out here having this talk might be able to help somebody that's going through it at the same time. Just to know that there is a light at the end of the tunnel for them if they're going through the same path that I went through.
When you talk about that you were on those substances to block out things, and is that the main reason that you continue to stay on that? Because like you said, you're blocking out something, obviously you don't want to think about it, and you felt like that was an easy way out at the time?
At the time, yes. I used it to block it out because it was a part of my life that I was going through at the time when my ex-partners up and left me and took my kids and swore to me that I'd never see them. So it's been quite a while since I've seen them, but the only way for me to get past that was to block them out just to keep myself safe in a way, or else it was pretty much looking like it was going downhill for me from there, and that was the only path I could see, was to block it out just until I could make myself, what would you say, till I healed myself in a way. Because I was broken, so...
of course, and I'm sure anyone listening, I mean, we're all parents, anyone would feel like that if someone was to say those types of things.
For me, it was a way of just blocking that out for that gap that I had at the moment.
Do you mind if I ask you, was it just like marijuana or other substances? Was alcohol a part of substance?
So it was a multiple variety of substances: marijuana, alcohol, pills, a bit of acid, cocaine. There was a lot. It's quite a bit of stuff that I was into at the time.
Whatever you could get your hands on to numb that feeling.
Whatever numb the feeling was what I was going for, because I didn't want to feel that. And it did hurt, so to have all of those substances to block everything out just made it better for me to be able to survive, kind of.
And I mean, well, we all know how easy it is to get our hands on drugs. I mean, so was that like it was back then as well?
Yeah.
Everyone knew someone who knew someone, and you know?
It was pretty easy when I was going through the time that I'm talking about now. I kind of lived with a guy that had it, so it's pretty easy for me to just
easy access,
walk down the room and grab it.
Say that you wanted to continue taking it. What did that look like? Did you hang out with different people? Like, did your social circle turn or change and whānau dynamic?
Definitely did. Circle changed to different groups. Instead of hanging out with my usual, like my cousins and all that I grew up with and all that, my friends that I grew up with, stopped hanging out with them and hanging out with other people that were more in contact with what I was looking for. Noticed that my family didn't want to be around me because of the way I was acting and all of that, which is, that acted pretty outrageous, but sometimes be fair to say. So
they definitely noticed changes and you could tell that you were possibly on something.
Definitely noticed changes. Some of my family, or most of my family, already knew, but not to the extent of how I was acting.
So you got at hiding it?
Sometimes I was, sometimes I didn't really care.
So if you say that you felt nosy and why you wanted to do it, is that why you continue to do it?
No, I think I continued to do it when I got the kids. They left my care. They got taken away. And then I think I just didn't care anymore.
Felt like you had nothing to live for, so why not go numb?
I tried everything to try and get them back. I'm not sure, it just seemed like it didn't work, so...
I had a brick wall.
So you were just, like they say, chasing the dragon, continuing to numb that feeling and almost like blocking it out so that you didn't have to think about it.
Yeah.
Out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah.
Kind of like putting it in that place over there for the meanwhile. You know, you've done everything you can do and nothing's worked, so it's kind of like I need to put that here, maybe just do something to block it out for the meanwhile until I can come back to, I don't know, something to be able to maybe, I don't know, fight or whatever to get them back. So whānau dynamics definitely changed for both of you. And support wise as well, did you feel like everyone was against you at times?
For myself, I had a lot of support there, but it felt like they weren't listening to me. Or, sorry, I wasn't listening to them. Because I wanted it my way only. I mean, I could see where they were coming from, but that wasn't getting me closer to where my kids were. Just wouldn't listen.
What about you? Feel like you had support around? Okay.
No support. Nothing. I had no family to help me out with anything. Just because of the path I'd chosen, you know, and it wasn't a path that a lot of people would have chose. So for my side, my support was pretty low.
You felt judged?
I did. At the time, I didn't even care that I felt judged or what, because I already knew that there was nobody to help me that specific time. So I just kind of just went on my own and just done what I needed to do at the time.
Pivotal moment to want to start in recovery and those sorts of things. So like what led up to that?
I kind of just went from where it kind of hit me bad. So that's where I kind of started from, which was like 2010, 11. That's when I first started doing it, and then jumped forward to where it kind of was my worst moments.
Okay. So like so many years later, so were you dabbling on and off throughout all of those years?
It wasn't, on and off.
Okay. And did you like seek any type of support, or did you think to yourself throughout those years that you were dabbling like, hey, I need to cut this out, or you just were still that is what you wanted to do?
Well, I was young, so I'm only in my 20s at the time, so it kind of I didn't really see it as a problem at that time. In here and there, I didn't really see it as a problem or habit until later on in life, when you start seeing it all over the news, because it wasn't really out there back in my 20s.
I suppose if you're hanging around with like friends and stuff, you said your social circle changed, well, you're not going to probably think that it's wrong if all your friends and stuff are doing it as well.
And you, because you see it every day, so you're not or every time you go out or whatever, so you don't think it's bad to do it. It's probably like 7 years ago maybe that you started it, really.
Yeah. So when you got together, were both of you using or dabbling in substances? No.
I was.
Yeah.
She wasn't, and I think not proud of the decision I made that night to tell her to try it, because in my head I know it's a bad thing to hand somebody an addiction, and I regret that a lot.
Yeah. Like I had never seen that in my life.
Yeah.
You know, within the 40 years, it just wasn't something that I don't even think I knew anything about it. I didn't take much notice of it.
But you chose it because you just wanted to see what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which, when you think about it, that is what happens to a lot of people. That, you know, you can change friend groups and you see people doing this and think, oh yeah, kapai, you know, there's not much harm in that. And people are intrigued by things that they don't know about, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Curiosity over
there. Exactly.
Curiousness.
Yeah, I wanted to know what it was like.
And then from then you obviously continued, both of you, to dabble in it.
Yeah.
How did that work for you guys? Was there whānau support around in that time when you were both on it? Did it look different for both of you?
I don't think so. We had, your mum used to do a lot for us. Not do like pay for anything that we were into. She would do a lot of stuff for us, like cook us dinners and stuff like that, watch our son.
We were pretty much just on the go.
And after that, is that when the kids came out of your care through that stage?
No, that was earlier.
How long would you say that you guys were on it before there was a pivotal moment to change your whakaaro around what you guys were doing?
Probably when I went to jail. Went to jail. So 2019?
Yeah.
2018, I think at the end of 2018 I went to jail.
For drug substances?
No, it was for multiple, a lot of different things. Kind of drug related. I think it was 2019, about 2021.
Yeah.
So 2019, I went to jail for about 38 charges of all sorts of drugs and everything, utensils, manufacturing, marijuana.
And were you in the height of addiction when you went into jail?
Yep.
Yeah.
So I was,
So a huge reality check really for you.
Huge reality check.
Yeah.
Got into prison, done 11, almost 12 months. It was a big reality check. I had 12 months to think about what I was going to do when I got out of jail.
Can I ask you, do you think that there is recovery in jail from being in there?
If you want it, yep.
Okay.
I mean, it's probably worse in jail for getting drugs than it is outside of jail.
Okay.
But if you want to make a change in your life, you can.
Mm-hmm.
It really depends on what you're yourself and what you're looking for. Like, if you're looking for a change, and you tell your mind that you want to change, you can change. If you're not wanting to change and just let yourself go like you're out here, then it's easy to just do that in jail. That's I've only been into jail for like a year, so my whakaaro around that. I used that time to better myself instead of coming back being the person that I was before, which worked out better for us in the long run, because the person that I was before I went to jail wasn't even a person. I'd probably go as far as saying that I was kind of like a creature or something, just not a person that anybody wanted to be around, nor family.
Unrecognisable almost.
Yeah, like a stranger to them. But if you want it that bad and you want to change, there is recovery in jail for you.
So you did get support in there? You chose to have some type of support in there?
I used to go to church in there.
Okay, yeah.
I used to see the psychiatrist.
Yeah.
Once a month, I think it was.
Yeah.
And but I think like it's better to do it yourself. That's what I done in there myself. I kind of like some of the people that were in jail with me too, you know, always asking me like, oh, what are you going to do when you get out of jail? You kind of seem like that person that's just going to go back to your old ways, and I'm like, nah, I don't like that person, bro. I'm trying to change. They're like, oh, you will see. I'll see you in the I'll see you in a couple of years and you'll probably still be the same. And I'm like, nah, bro, you'll see me in a couple of years, I'll be a completely different person. And I did see a couple of the guys that I met in jail at concerts in Wellington. And they're like, holy hell, they were pretty shocked. And they're like, oh, you still off there, all that stuff? I'm like, yeah, bro, look, Mumsy's here. Like, we're down here for a concert, bro. Like,
prove them wrong.
Yeah, he's like, oh, what could... he was pretty happy to see us, my mate.
That's crazy.
He was good, but all I say is like, you can do it, but your mind's got to be pretty strong. Yeah.
Strong mindset and have the willpower to want to change.
And it's a pretty like I've been out of jail for almost 6-7 years. And I haven't had a visit from the police for myself anyway. I really haven't had a visit from a policeman ever since I've been out of jail.
Good on you.
Yeah, compared to before, they were down our house so much that our dogs even knew them, and that's telling you something. Your dog's there to guard you, and because they seen them that much, they thought that they were our friends, and they weren't. So they would stop barking when the police would turn up to our house.
Far out.
And I'd be like, just walk outside, 4 cops out. Holy shit! Holy hell! Come here, silly dog. What you doing your job? Stuff like that. It's been pretty good since I've been out of jail, so hope that answered your question. Kind of went up on a...
So, you just talked about in jail and recovery and the mindset that you wanted to come out of jail having. Do you feel like you two did it together, obviously to get clean and sober? So what did it look like for you each?
It was hard. I would say it was hard.
It was real hard. Like trying, especially with family and friends still around you that dabbled in all of that.
Do you feel like there was still judgment when you come out of jail? You had this obviously Kōrero, like, right, this is us, we're going to do this. Do you feel like you were still judged from outside?
Nah, I think because like back before jail, I weighed like 70 or 80 kilos. I came out of jail and I was like 130. They knew that I wasn't doing any drugs. I put on weight, I looked healthy. Coming out of jail, I stayed with our family up at the homestead, and kind of like they had a chance to just witness what we were doing and just looking like, oh yeah, he's not going anywhere, he's here for a long time, which they kind of regulated me a bit. Oh, where you going? Oh, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, I was just going to town, get feed. Oh, just going here. Oh, okay. But
it was together. We never went separately.
No, we never went anywhere separately.
Oh, yeah,
we were always together.
So that was your thing, is to, hold each other accountable and stick together.
Yeah. Well, I asked her, like, do you want to carry on that same life? The person that I was, do you still want that kind of person, or we can make a decision right now. I don't want to be on that stuff. Do you want to be on that stuff? If you want to be on that stuff, then there's the door. You can go and do that out there. I don't want that anymore. I don't want that life form, or I don't want that person that I was. And she says no. I said, well, let's work together. If we work together, then we should be able to boot this habit and do it for our kids. I wanted to do it for my son and for my partner, just to be a better person instead of being the person I was before, because I wasn't a nice person. And a lot of people knew that, and they were just too scared to do anything about it because of the stuff that I would do. So I was, so I just hit her up straight away, like.
But Mum was always.
she was staunch. My mother was staunch.
Oh, your mum?
Real staunch lady.
Like, it was, I called Mum to say, look, this is what's happening. Even though we did it wrong, she still forgave. It was anything, even when we hurt her or did something, that she didn't like, she always forgave. Even like that was the kind of person she was. Real
staunch lady, loving.
What sounds like she just wanted what's best for the both of you. Before we talked about like holding yourselves accountable and stuff, did you guys, I know that you just said that you spent a lot of time together when you first started on your journey to recovery. Did you guys pick up any hobbies? What did you guys do to hold yourselves accountable?
Well, we had our piece of land that we're living on now, so we kind of spent the time trying to put that back together and cleaning it up, trying to start again. So that took quite a long time. We're still in the motion of building that place and all of that.
We keep adding to it, but not
adding.
finishing another half.
Yeah.
Love that.
I seen this guy talking on Facebook, and he says like start a project and only do it halfway, be a man, you know. And I sent it to her. I was like, this like reminds me of myself. Starting all these projects and only building them halfway, and then just we've got a lot of stuff to keep us busy. Our property's quite big, so always looking after it, and we kind of been through a phase of buying cars, fixing them up and selling them. And motorbikes, so that took up a lot of time. And we've done that for years, like maybe the last 4 years.
Riding motorbikes
up in the tracks, a lot of stuff like that. So it's
So that was like your outlet. This for both of you. This is what you did to
keep
busy. On track, keep yourselves busy. Out of trouble. No police coming to the doors.
Nothing. And we used to do that for half of the year, because the other half of the year we'd go and do carry fruit. So so we had I had a job for half a year. So I'd be doing like cars and all of that, motorbikes for the first 6 months, and then the next 6 months I'll be doing carry fruit and coming home and just doing your normal basic that you do around home.
Because I was in the queue fruit, and then I brought them in, and we just carried on from there, really.
So pretty much you could say that you just went back to trying to live the most normal life that you had for a while previously, into mahi, doing what you loved and just doing it together. In that time, did you have to rebuild on relationships or things? Were bridges broken from previous?
I would say, there were still arguments there and stuff, but we, instead of lashing out at each other, we would talk it out.
With whānau as well though, did you?
No.
Like the whānau, kind of like the years building up to when we went back to where we lived, we kind of already made our connection back with them, and they seen enough to be like, they're kind of back to normal, because
they probably saw your own self coming back to like the person that they knew
back before all of that.
I think we just supported it within ourselves, really. We didn't really use family.
And did you guys have services that you used, or just strictly the willpower from both of you wanting to do it?
Well, I had when I came out of jail, but that was a different thing. But I think for us, we just done it for each other. We
to better ourselves.
We wanted a better life than what we had.
We wanted the baby back.
And that obviously happened. Was it not long after, or did it take a bit, or how was that for you guys?
A little bit. We had to, like mum, whenever we asked for, mum gave them.
It'd only been now and then for like the first couple of years or a year,
before we got him to stay with us for the night. And then we try to do things with him, and then
that's good.
That was cool.
I bet you that's probably a huge moment. Like, I don't know if you have thought about it since then, but like that would have been a huge moment to, get your boy back and do those types of things when, realistically, you've both just been through hell and back, and come out the other side, and you could finally almost see the glimmer of this is our new life, like a fresh start and journey. How do you, now that you have come so far into, your recovery, like years now, and you see other people out in the community or know of people, knowing that you have been in their shoes, how do you handle that?
Well, we were just thinking about that the other night. It's like you don't really know how outrageous you are until you are on the other side looking at that person. So it kind of gives you an idea of what your family or your friends that you once had are looking at you doing, what
like
people are doing now.
And of course, you probably don't see that. Like, you never thought that yourself when you're on it, are you?
Tunnel vision just to one thing. You're not worried about this person, that person. But for myself, like on that question, it's pretty heartbreaking for me to see certain people that are still on it. And like you've tried to help them by like, you don't need to go down there. You don't need to do this. You don't need to do that. If you want to get away from those type of people. You could come and hang out with me and stop doing all of that. Totally up to them at the end of the day. You can't change anybody's mind. You're not in control of anybody else's opinions and mine, like you know. But it's hard for me because I see it every day, and it's hopefully not these days, but
it's hard for me because I still see it, and
is it hard for you to not have judgment knowing that you were in those shoes as well? Give all the aroha and support you can, but from a distance as well, to like keep yourself safe?
No, I've just got to block it out. If I don't block it out, then it's going to pull me down. Block the messenger, block the the phone calls, block. It's hard because it's a real close person to us. So. And
until whoever is ready, then that's when you're there with open arms. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much.
I can only do as much as I can. So,
if you could give any advice to someone listening, or even if you had the opportunity to tell your old self who's stuck and thinks that there's no way out from the destruction of drug, substance and addiction, what would you say to them?
Try seek for help if they're wanting it.
If they're wanting it and ready?
Yeah.
Do you think that you would have listened to that if you were to tell your old self that?
Probably not.
It's a hard one.
Yeah. We had the support of each other to give it up, where some people out there don't have another support person, or their partners, maybe they don't want to give up, so then I'm not going to give up. They might be ashamed of asking for help, which we all are. We try to do it on our own, but good on you if you get it, if you succeed it, but I think it's quite hard.
It is hard, and it's a hard question because for myself, like I don't even know that anybody could tell me anything to give up back then. Well, I think because there is a better life to live than living that life, because it's not a nice life to live, especially when you're on like gear and all that. It's definitely not a life to live. You're just you're kind of just surviving, you're not living.
Well, it is survival, isn't it, really?
But I think if you've got a strong enough mind to do it for yourself, then anything's possible. If you've got a person to do recovery with you, it's even a better chance of getting rid of the habit. Like I don't think I could have done it on my own. Even in jail I had people telling me like, you don't need that shit, it's no good for you, even though they're probably in there for that. If you don't want to do it for yourself, do it for your kids, do it for your whānau.
If you could say anything to whānau who may be listening, who have a loved one in the height of addiction, what would you say to them?
Always be there for them.
Be there for them when they need it. If they come and ask you for help, don't close the door on them.
Don't welcome them in.
I think that's the best thing to do, is just welcome them in and
supporting them still.
Support, I think that's a major.
I feel like the don't close the door is a huge statement. If someone is, like you said, and they have their mindset set and this is now what they want to do, don't shut that door,
Because you're kind of probably, you're probably, if they're coming to you, then they're obviously
wanting help,
and really thinking that you're the one that's going to be able to give it to them like everybody else. And if you're shutting the door on them, they're probably thinking like, well, there's pretty much nobody else that's going to help me, so what's the point of even trying to get help? I might as well just carry on and go down this path until something happens to me. If I die, I die. Nobody's going to care. Don't shut the door.
What does life look like for you both now?
Yeah, it looks pretty good. Started working at a conservation group 4.5 years ago. So out in the field, project manager for our crew on the ground. Yes, I run a team of 6 people.
Oh wow!
Pretty cool spot to be. You're always at different places up by the Ngāhere. So you get to see like a lot of the views that people don't get to see. Pretty good place. Love working there. It's all good.
Could you have imagined that years ago that you'd be doing this sort of mahi now?
No, could have imagined me being in this type of mahi, let alone being a project manager. So I think we put in the work, get the treats off, I reckon. Put in the work to better ourselves. And
what about you?
Yeah, it's pretty good. I now work for Tamawhārewa Health and Social Services, so the whānau support. New role to me, never done this kind of type of work.
You loving it though?
Yeah, I am. Get to meet a lot of people that you don't really meet and engaging with all the kaimahi pretty much. Yeah.
Could you imagine this life for yourself now, thinking back to how far you've come?
Probably not. A lot of support from a family member she put me on to applying for the job here, so I didn't really want to do it, but I did, thinking of my past would not get me anywhere. I think that's why I put it on. Thinking like a lot of judgment, you know, from what I was used to be doing to trying to apply for a health and social service job.
Yeah, good on you. Yeah. Look, you've just proved yourself wrong.
Yeah.
I'm proud of her.
Both should be very proud of yourself.
There's times when she'd text me and she'd be like, I don't know if I can do this. I'm like, nah, you can. If I can do it, you can do it. So go in there and tell yourself you can do it. We've come too far for somebody to, you know, for your mind to be like, I can't do this. We've done the hardest thing, and that's gone from what we were living like to what we're like now, which is completely two different people. And that's why I always encourage her. Nah, she's like, oh, I can't do this. Nah, you can. Go on.
Nah, good on you.
Yeah. You know, being on that stuff, I wasn't a nice person. You know, the borders got closed down in the power. I was like crazy.
Yeah.
You know, didn't care what anyone said, didn't care. And then for me to get a job here, I thought, you know, I wouldn't get it because I did actually think that they were going to bring my past up about it. When I had the interview, well, it was
Is that something that both of you worry about sometimes? That people will just, you know, can bring that up or remember, like, outside of you guys working so hard together, that could be something that's just very lightly thrown around, but, you know, that would hurt. You've worked so hard for all of those years.
I think working here for the last, 7 months, I've grown like a lot of courage.
Yeah.
Like a lot of support here, especially with Val. I think asking her a dumb question is dumb. And she's always telling me it's not a dumb question, but I'm thinking, I like I have to think to myself and think, is that dumb? She's helped me quite a lot to build my courage back up.
I'm not too really fazed about it. I mean, I think I've already proved myself that I'm a changed person.
Do you feel like you have to prove yourself though, or you want to just prove it for yourself?
I think proving it for myself, just to show my family and whānau that I am a changed person is kind of meant a lot to me. Even proving myself to my boss, you know, like when I first went for my job interview, I walked in with shorts and singlet, and I'm about almost 125 kilos at the time, tattered everywhere, and he was like, looks me up and down, oh, are you looking for a job? I'm like, yeah, and he's like, oh, okay, so can you do a vet check? And I was like, is that compulsory for everybody that comes into this job? He's like, yeah, it's pretty standard, you know, do a background check on you, you know, and it's actually a good story because he kind of referred me to the police, like, oh, I gotta go and see the police, I gotta do this, and I said to him, oh, is it because of my appearance, you know, shaven head, beard, tats everywhere, quite a solid dude at the time, and he was like, no, it's not, and I'm like, okay, you're not sweet as, so I gave him my name. And he actually went down to the police station and asked them about me. So he was like, oh, I just need to talk to, and he was like, oh, they're like, oh, what's that about? And he goes, oh, I'm just trying to, there's a guy applying for a job and I need to do a police check on him because he looks pretty rough. And probably not even noticing, like, I would have been rough back then, but like coming into just out of where I was, and pretty nice guy. And he was like, oh yeah, who are you talking about? And he's like, oh, TJ guy. And he goes, oh yeah, that guy's trying to change his life around. He's doing pretty good for the last 2 years. So
is this what the police officer said?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So he said, give him a chance, just give him a job, give him a chance. He was like, oh yeah, so he looks pretty rough, and he's like, he used to be a rough back in the day, but haven't had any trouble from him in the last couple of years, so give him a job. And so he hit me up and gave me a job, so I'm pretty stoked, but still, you know, proving myself to him that and
what a neat boss. That's you know, that's awesome.
He's a real good fellow, my boss, and he believes in me, so I do everything I can just to make sure that everything's running job.
Yeah. Oh, well, good on you both. That's a huge change, eh?
Yeah, huge change compared to, get on the ground and you're under arrest, but...
I bet you don't miss that though, at all.
No, don't miss it, and I don't miss that at all. It's not a life you want to be looking at over your shoulder or hiding from the police. You can actually go past the police and they'll be like, hey, DJ.
If you could give any advice to somebody listening, what would you want to tell them?
There's always support out there.
If they're coming for help, don't, if they come to you for help, don't close the door on them. I think that's probably a powerful enough statement. Just welcome them in, don't close the door. But obviously, they obviously really trust you to come and see you. That's the last thing you'd probably want to do is close the door. Welcome them in. Yeah.
Well, I just wanted to vahi to you both. There were parts today that weren't easy to look back on for the both of you or even think about, seeing as you have both come so far. But I just want to let you know that you should be very proud of yourselves. Anyone willing to come on here and kōrero in such an authentic and pono way will more than likely resonate to someone listening to this episode. It takes courage to look back on a person who you probably don't even recognise anymore, but it also must be empowering to know that you both have put in the mahi for a better life and you've stuck to it. Not just in words, but in the action, showing your whānau, your tamariki and mokopuna. So ngā mihi nui for showing the courage to kōrero and share your journey today, and I wish you both nothing but the best to you and your whānau.
Ngā mihi.
Ngā mihi.